I think I'm going to start doing introductions to these videos because I understand that most people don't necessarily know who I am. I'm Joshua Lisec, New York Times bestselling author, ghostwriter of more than 90 nonfiction books, and this is Daily Persuasion, teaching you every single day in just a few minutes how to better influence people who matter. The episode I want to share with you today is based on what we've been observing the past couple of weeks on how to more effectively deal with bad faith actors. And there's two little tips that we can pull from Fox News' Greg Gutfeld and President Donald J. Trump, respectively. So the first is when there is a gotcha question that is hurled your way, the people that you are going to be in a position to persuade are not going to necessarily be the person or people who are asking you the question. It's going to be those who are listening for your answer. And what I want you to answer is the following. Can you ask a better question? Alternatively, ask a better question, please. That's the Greg Gutfeld version when you were hit with the bad faith question. The Donald J. Trump version of that is quite simply, I don't think that's a very smart question. Now, you never answer the question. Now, the question came from Caitlin Collins, CNN, during the press briefing regarding the tragedy, the American Airlines PSA subsidiary crash with the military helicopter there in Washington, D.C. a number of days ago. And Caitlin Collins had asked the president something along the lines of, if I remember the correct question correctly, she said, how do you think the families feel about you politicizing the tragedy and blaming DEI without evidence? Something like that. And that is how he responded. He said, I don't think that's a very smart question. And then you can, if you'd like to, you can pull the Greg Gutfeld and say, following that, ask a better question, please. Alternatively, let's try to stay on topic and ask questions that are related to the topic, please. Now, also, I want you to spot the propaganda there. Spot the propaganda. That little prepositional phrase, without evidence, you're seeing used ubiquitously amongst opposition media. Opposition media, formerly regime media, but now that the Democratic National Committee and their puppets are no longer in control of the federal government of the United States, any of the branches of the three branches of the federal government of the United States. So we're no longer referring to them as regime media, we're referring to them as opposition media, because that's the correct way to think about it. Because that's how they think about themselves. They believe that they are, in fact, on some great resistance mission. But if you want to try to take a little tack and pop their little resistance balloon, you simply say, using rhyme is always persuasive because you can't forget it. What you resist persists. Boom. Pop. They're done. They are just done at that point. So remember, you do not have to answer a bad faith question. A way to tell if something is a bad faith question is if you feel defensive when the person asks you. So you don't have necessarily look for specific words, but notice how you feel. The game of persuasion, particularly when you are persuading an audience who is not the person asking the question. When there is at least one other observer, that's who you're intending to persuade. And you can simply do that by rejecting the bad faith of the question and calling out that the question itself